We've waited. Bills, Broncos, AFC Divisional playoff game. We're here, Broncos country. It's a pregame show you don't want to miss. Let's get this started right about now. Welcome in, everybody, to the Denver Bronco Roundup podcast. We're brought to you by Rocky Mountain Sports Network. We have an amazing sponsor, Morgan Trinkets, and I don't know about you, Trevor, man, but edge of my seat already. Nerves are already flying through this body. We've been waiting for this. We've been anticipating this. The Broncos have been working for this all season, but it's about to get started right around the corner. It's all going to one and done. Got to figure out what we're going to do. Welcome to the show, man. How are you feeling?
Doing well, Keith. Excited to be here. And I mean, again, this is playoff football. This is where this team's, at this point. I mean, you're the number one seed. Today's the time to go out there and prove that. And I think go do that in front of your home crowd. Sean Payton talked about this being a priority, and then this team, that playoff home game. And I mean, again, it's the roles kind of switched from last year in Buffalo, where obviously the Broncos were traveling on the road. Now you're at home, you have your home crowd behind you. It's going to be tough. Josh Allen's tough. That's reality. But you know what? If this Broncos team can battle throughout the season and become victorious and find ways to win, I don't see why they can't today as well, Keith. Let's get this Broncos victory today. It's time. The team's ready. Let's get ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. They worked all year. They worked all year to put themselves in this position, and that's the difference between last year and this year. They now get to be the home team. They're the team that we didn't have to worry about resting players at the end of the year in order to try to get them healthy, and I don't know if that necessarily worked for the Buffalo Bills, but they did so. They did everything to try to position themselves while they were sitting at the bottom. The Broncos are sitting at the top. They get the bye week. They get the home crowd. They get the mile-high air and the mile-high atmosphere. And like I said, they get the rest and healthy players coming into this playoff game, man. I got to say hello to our friends. Ernie May is coming in. He's saying, go Broncos country only. Hello, Keith and friends. And Mr. Roy Osborne as well. Good to see you, by the way, Ernie. Always a fantastic supporter of the show. Roy's not to be outdone, though. He says, hey there, Broncos country, Keith and Trevor. Fireworks are going off inside me, I think is what he said, man. That's the feeling that we have, man. It's been a long, long time, 2015, since we were last in this position going for, an AFC divisional win. Ernie May is coming in and says, we go 1-0 in our Broncos big, not 31 other small teams. Yes, big old Broncos team. Going to be trying to get it done today, man. Trevor, I had a few questions I just had written down, and Posse, everybody follow along as well, man. What are you confident in heading into this game, man? Where does your confidence lie versus the competitor? And if you need to, you can even use our competitor, the Buffalo Bills, as a comparison if need be. Where is your confidence going into this game?
I mean, for me, it's the secondary. I mean, because here's the thing. Yeah, you have Khalil Shakir. You have other weapons for Josh Allen. Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid. I get that. But Dalton Kincaid's got to watch out for today if anybody's going to have a big game, in my opinion. But, like, the Bills are just a little restricted when it comes to weapons, I think, for Josh Allen. And I think with this Broncos secondary, the way they're orchestrated, I mean, you have PS2 probably going to be all over the field today. You have Riley Moss, Jaquan McMillan, who's played outstanding this year. Riley Moss has been solid. You have Jahade Barron, who's still learning, but I mean, again, these are the kind of games he needs to be a part of. This Broncos secondary, Hufanga, I know Brandon Jones is out. I get that, and that's concerning, of course, but I think this Broncos secondary is well orchestrated in this game specifically as a strength, Keith, and I think that should be able to allow this Broncos pass rush to be able to get to Josh Allen. You're going to have to put pressure on Josh Allen today because if you let him sit back in the pocket, he will find ways to beat you. This Broncos secondary, I think, is his biggest strength, I think, in this game for me. That's not really been talked about a lot, honestly, and I think this just gives credit of how great this defense is with this secondary and how they're just just in line together and how they're built. It's truly a big reason why this defense is are where they're at. So in this game, I think it's a huge strength for the Broncos in their secondary.
Trevor, this and great answer, by the way. I think that the secondary has some big opportunities in this one. Obviously, like you said, PS2 could be really all over the field, just trying to dial in on what Josh Allen is trying to get done in the passing game and whatever receiver he needs to necessarily cover. On top of that, you named him, between Jaquan McMillan or Riley Moss or even Jahade Barron. We should be confident in this secondary and what they should be able to do, especially against a beat up Buffalo Bill team. Shavers is out, Gabe Davis is out. You're relying on a lot of other pieces and parts. We'll see possibly a McCole Hardman come into play for the Buffalo Bills, just as an example. Curtis Samuel back out there again. So just some names we haven't seen for the Buffalo Bills as they've kind of made their last season strides. I'm going to ask you a different question, though. This Buffalo Bills team, if they have a weakness, if you're going to point out a weakness, it's been pointed out time and time again. This is not a good run defense Buffalo Bills team. Teams have been able to run on this team. How much confidence do you have in the Denver Broncos running game versus this Buffalo Bills defense, where that looks like it potentially could be the biggest, opportunity in this game to, show some prowess offensively?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that in this game, you're going to have to be able to run the football. That's just the reality of it for the Broncos. And I think it could possibly be a huge strength for this team. And they're going to have to do it throughout the postseason. It's not just in this game. If you're going to advance throughout the postseason, you're just going to have to be able to run the football in general. Bo Nix can't be set back, and drop back to pass 40 times. I mean, that's just can't happen. So I think being able to run the football is going to have to be a big emphasis on this Broncos offense. And if it's not there, then you got to adjust quickly. Because if you're in the playoffs, I mean, there's no letting things play out too long or whatnot. You have to be able to be quick with some of these game time decisions. This is going to be an important one today, Keith. Sean Payton's going to have to be on his game today. You're facing Josh Allen. He's going to put up points. Your defense we could talk all about the defense, trying to shut down Josh Allen the best they can. But you know how great Josh Allen is. He will find ways to make plays. And so this Broncos offense is going to have to find a way to be in line, or if not better, with this Buffalo Bills offense and Josh Allen. And part of that's going to be running the football. Use your offensive line. This has been a strength for this team all season long. Run block win rate. I mean, this Broncos offensive line is one of the best in the league. So they've got to be able to use that to their strength and have to run the football. Have to find ways. If it's not RJ Harvey, it needs to be Jaleel McLaughlin or Tyler Burdett. Somebody's got to get going for this Broncos offense. This is where the J.K. Dobbins injury really hurts. We'd love to have J.K. Dobbins in this game, of course, if you could. But this Broncos running game, got to figure it out today.
I need to figure it out. I'm just going to put a couple of things into the conversation, then hit the posse here real quick. Ben Powers is now going to be your full-time starter. Looks like he's back. No more split time with Alex Palczewski. I think that will help the situation. On the other side of things, though, an injury for the Buffalo Bills that I think is big as far as their run defense is concerned. And if you haven't heard it already, Ed Oliver's looks like he's all lined up, ready to play for the Buffalo Bills defense. Big piece right there in the middle. I remember loving Ed Oliver when he was coming out, wanting that type of big piece for the Denver Broncos in the middle. Ed Oliver can be a beast, and he's going to be a task up front, and one that hasn't accounted into the stats for multiple weeks as he's been on IR. So I think that's still going to be an uphill battle, and I hope it doesn't turn into a 40 passes from Bo Nix type of game, or I should say, bleeds the necessity to do so. Because I think the Denver Broncos, like you said, not only need a run game today, but they'll need the run game in the future. Well said. I want to get to the posse. Adam and Kayla coming in saying, let's go Broncos. Good afternoon, family. And good afternoon to you, man. Can't imagine, man. Just like us, man. We started out the show. Just nerves, excitement. Broncos country, it's been a long time since we've been in this position, and we're in a fantastic position to go ahead and advance. It's all about taking it home. And I think we got a couple of comments along those lines. I'll hit Roy's first. He says, it's ours for the taking. Go and take it, be selfish, and get it done, man. Roy needs to be, in that locker room before we run out on the field, man, doing the pregame speech, man. Roy's getting me fired up, man. I'm telling you what, if I was in pads right now, I'd be ready to run out that tunnel. Thank you, Roy. Always a good posse member. And Martin says, I'm confident that if we play like we can, we will win. This is a great test for Bo. If he stays calm and plays like he's capable, we will win this game. Talk about that, man. Bo Nix playing within himself. Last year, rookie year, obviously had his ups and downs. We were looking whether this is going to be a progression type of year or whether this is going to be a sophomore slump. It's really tough to point at what he's done this year and say that he's had a sophomore slump given our record, Trevor. So we'd still like to see a progression continue, I guess you could say. He needs to progress in now his only second playoff start. Does he have it within himself to stay calm, play like he's capable of now that he's in his second year and not playing with those, rookie anxiety, those rookie nerves in your first ever NFL playoff game?
Yeah, I mean, this is why last year was very important for the Broncos to make the playoffs and for Bo Nix to get his feet wet in the playoffs. I mean, and then you were just satisfied with that. This year, tables have turned. It's a different season. The excuses are starting to run out. They're out the door. Bo Nix, he's got to play well today. I mean, again, you are going up against Josh Allen. Josh Allen's stats aren't fantastic this season. But again, we just seen what he did against Jacksonville. He made plays with his feet, made plays in the pocket, and made big throws when he needed to. Big arm and big athlete of a quarterback. I mean, he's truly one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You have to be able to match that if you're Bo Nix. And yes, you got to get the running game going. You've got to help Bo Nix out as much as you can. But Bo's got to be efficient today. You can't have happy feet Bo Nix. He can't be seeing ghosts out there. None of that stuff. He's got to be efficient today. Can't turn the football over either. You can't be giving Josh Allen the football even more so. You got to be able to help out your defense. So I don't want this offense to be conservative. This is a big thing, Keith, that we talked about at the end of the season, right? Is this offense being a little bit conservative against the Chargers? Can't be conservative in this game, but you can't be overly aggressive and turn the football over too. You got to kind of find that happy medium, I think, in this game, and that's going to be important for this Broncos offense to find. And for Bo Nix, got to have efficient Bo Nix today. Can't have happy feet Bo Nix, or it might be a long day for this Denver Broncos team.
Well, yeah, and I'll take the happy feet and seeing ghosts out of it. But for me, it's third down efficiency, right? Being aware of the clock, both Sean Payton and Bo Nix. I mean, I know that Bo hates it when he gets a timeout called, but at the same time, making sure you're prepared for that as well, man. I mean, you got to be ready for all pieces and parts and play within yourself, but play confidently. And I think that's what we're talking about. But third down, we can't be 3 and out. You're the way the Buffalo Bills play, the way they like to run James Cook, heck, the way they like to run Josh Allen. They are a time grinded off the clock, limit your possessions type of team this year. They're not flashy, trying to put up 45 points on you and hoping they can hold on the back end for the defense. No, they try to manage that clock, much like we've seen Sean Payton do throughout this year. So 3 and outs are not going to work for us, man. And turnovers certainly don't work, man. Certainly don't work in this particular, well, in any almost playoff game. It's almost a death sentence right off the bat. Got to get to the posse again, because I see a new name, Justice, coming in here and saying, let's go Broncos. I believe in the Broncos, man. There's a lot of belief, and there should be a lot of belief, man. We earned this number 1 seed. This team is healthy, playing good, well coached, great culture, ready for the taking to take that next step. The Buffalo Bills have been battling and battling and battling for year after year, and unfortunately, the best year that they have, when you don't see a Baltimore Ravens team, you don't see a Cincinnati Bengals team, who am I missing in this equation? There's one other team in there that it's always in the mix that I'm all of a sudden I'm not thinking about. Anyway, all your main competitors it seems like they're out of the way, and you're beat up, you're banged up, you've had a rough year just trying to get into the playoffs. It's there for the taking, man. Aloha from Mr. Patrick Wiltsey. Here we go. That's right, Patrick. Good to see you, man. All the way in from Hawaii. And my shameful plug for Lion Coffee, I don't know, it's probably sitting up behind me, but I'm just telling you, man, every single morning, wake up with Lion Coffee. If you're a coffee lover, head on over to lioncoffee.com. And he's looking for us to be aggressive. I'm going to go back one more time, man. I asked what you're confident in. You named the secondary, how great our secondary is. They're going up against a beat-up Buffalo Bills team. Wide receivers coming in off the bench and playing starter roles when it comes to this particular game. And so that's him. Let's face it, we've had a fantastic defense our entire year. Anything else that you are confident in heading into this game for the Denver Broncos?
I would say, I'm going to stick to the defense side of the ball, Keith, and I don't mean to be one-sided here, but I would say this, Zach Allen in this edge rusher room. I think that these guys can be able to give some push on Josh Allen and be able to keep in the pocket and not let him extend plays at all. I think it's going to be very crucial, in this game. So as much as I just talked about the secondary and raving about the secondary, it's very weird that like in your secondary and your defensive line, your edge rush all work together to combine that defense. It's really going to be containing Josh Allen today. I know James Cook's in there as well. But it's just this Broncos edge rusher room. Nick Benito's got to have a big game today. Jonathan Cooper, he's been silent for a while. He's got to have a big game today. Zach Allen, he's continuing to do his thing, but he needs those other guys around him to continue to step up. So, for me, it's got to be this edge rusher room. You got to have Nick Benito ready to go. And I think this will be a really good test and a good possible step-up game for Nick Benito in this one. I think Nick Benito needs to have a big game.
Yeah. I agree. That's one of the places I do have a little bit of fear is they have some amazing offensive tackles that are highlighted by Dawkins on the right side. Man, that's a big test, I think, or left side. I'm sorry. I believe he's a left tackle. Big challenge for this Denver Broncos team. They outweigh the Denver Broncos edge rushers by probably about an average of 75 pounds. It's part of the reason we didn't necessarily see a game last year dominated by pass rushers, because we still had these players in Nick Benito and Cooper as well. I'm as nervous about not necessarily the rush that we'll be able to develop for them as we are what they could possibly do against us in the run game when they can control those edges. I think it's going to be really big. And if you go back and watch the tape last year, and I'm sure these Denver Broncos have watched it many a time, setting the edge and making sure that you're turning James Cook to the interior is an absolute necessity. Look for that to be a big improvement. It's one of the reasons I don't know if I have much confidence as far as that is concerned in this particular game. But I put you on the spot, man. I'll be honest. It's tough to be feeling overly confident in any particular position. Elijah Moore and Caleb Lohner, since we have Graham talking about it in here, and Paul as well talking about Caleb Lohner and Elijah Moore. They were brought up from the practice squad, but they're not going to be part of the 53, it looks like, in this particular game. Was that a question, I guess, for you heading into this game, that either one of those guys, though they were brought up off the practice squad, that they were or were not going to be starters in this particular game? Did you have any thoughts that one of them would be able to make it onto the roster?
Elijah Moore maybe, but Caleb Lohner, I don't see it. I'm being honest. I mean, I don't know that what he does for you in this in particular game. So it was a little kind of odd that they had activated them. And I would think that Lewis, the tight end, if they're going to ever activate anybody, he'd be the guy that you'd activate to help out in the run game, but help with more blocking. But yeah, kind of a weird situation. But again, both players are not inactive, or excuse me, are inactive. So it's kind of what it is. I mean, I just think that that's like way down the line from a highlight standpoint. I mean, everything else, I mean, kind of comes before them. So I think that it's an interesting decision for the Broncos, but I like Elijah Moore. I think he brings good depth to this wide receiver room. Caleb Lohner, it's kind of a wait and see if he pans, that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, it's news, I guess, Keith, at this point.
Well, no, I think it's has some substance. Now, I was on the opposite side of things, man. I looked like if you're going to bring Elijah Moore up, who you taking off the field, right? Who's not going to be starting with the wide receiver, room that we have, group that we bring out just about every single game. Caleb Lohner, I was like, well, he blocks kicks. He, is at least a distraction, if not a threat, in the red zone where we've been struggling the last couple of weeks. Let's be honest. We haven't been punching it in for 7 when we've been settling for 3s a lot of times. So, I thought maybe there's that potential of Caleb Lohner. It's more than just news to talk about news, but I thought there was an opportunity there.
Well, I will say I think that more or less, and this is the reason I say that. I should be a little more specific. It's because I think a lot of this is to help out the players too. I mean, Sean Payton's always looking out for his players and trying to get them bonuses and trying to get them, different, some incentives and stuff like that. So getting these guys, elevating these guys, actually was a big part of that. They were able to get a full game check by being activated. Elevator, I should say, to play in this game. Obviously inactive, but I mean, I think that's Sean Payton also taking care of his own guys, who giving these guys a chance to make a little bit more money, being active, elevating them in this game.
Yeah. I like this from Paul. He comes in as well. Oops. He says Lohner just had the Bills coaches thinking, and Moore was a block. Moore would be activated if a Bill. I don't know. I'm not sure where he's going there. Moore might be activated if we needed him, maybe potentially. But I think there is some distraction. I also think that there's a potential of just being able to practice against him a little bit more as well, and utilizing him as a big body type of guy that you might have to be going up against when you have guys like Dalton Kincaid, who is a big threat when it comes to the tight end position. We got another horseman chiming in here. Can't be on the screen, but he's going to be in the chat. And Jody comes in here and he says, can we all just say, run the ball? Yeah, we talked about it, Jody, man. I think this is going to be a very, very crucial part and piece in a lot of our minds in how this game needs to be dictated by Sean Payton and followed by Sean Payton. As Jody said, turn that play calling sheet around and read what it says, where it says run the ball, and follow that particular message rather than having it all showing towards us. There's always that confidence in whether Sean Payton's going to follow the mold of what we think versus what actually happens on the field. And we've seen it play out time and time again. And far be it from me, I guess, to judge too much when he's taken us to a first round bye, an AFC West championship, the #1 seed, and sitting here welcoming anybody who wants to get into the Super Bowl through Denver at this point. Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand we all want him to run the ball, but I think he's going to take his opportunities, with a shorter passing game, with utilizing Bo Nix just as much as he could the run game. And I wouldn't be surprised if the run game includes a little bit more of Bo Nix. Any thoughts?
I mean, yeah, but here's my thing. We just haven't seen it all season long. So it's like being able to just bring it out now. I mean, that could go in line with the whole Sean Payton really opening up his playbook a little bit more. But I don't know. I mean, you would want to see Bo use his feet more. He's got to make plays in this game. The quarterback position is the most important position of football. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not in the playoffs and you don't have a chance. Bo Nix, he's got to be able to use his legs when it's needed. I would still rather him set his feet and throw the football around and protect the football, but he's also got to learn how to use his legs. He does a great job getting down and protecting himself. I mean, this isn't not trying to throw jabs, but this isn't Jackson Dart out there, like he knows how to get down, he knows how to protect himself. So I just think with Bo, what today is about for Bo Nix is finding ways to make plays regardless of the situation that's in front of you. Don't turn the football over, make smart decisions. There's a lot of pressure on Bo Nix. This is why the quarterback position is so important in the NFL. There's a lot of pressure on you to not turn the football and to not give the ball back to an elite quarterback like Josh Allen and give it back to this high-scoring Buffalo Bills offense. So Bo Nix today has got to find a way to be creative and make plays if there's nothing downfield.
I agree, man. Bo Nix has, I think, an opportunity in front of him to maybe not only win this game, showcase in this game. I just think take that next step that we've been kind of talking about. We talked about him going out there and being confident in what he does and playing within himself. I think a part of playing within himself includes him tucking the ball, right? And putting it underneath his arm and getting upfield every now and then. And the hesitancy that I see when he doesn't do that per se, sometimes it's a little bit frustrating to me because I see that he has opportunity to run the ball, go get that first down, threaten this defense in a different way than they've been threatened all game, which keeps them off balance. And rather than trying to put one downfield or be too late to take off running, that you minimize the type of yards you're able to put down, can be a frustration for me. I'll be 100% honest. I think if we all were honest for ourselves, we would agree. I want to get to more, including maybe a special guest. I'll take a look here in just a second. But the first thing I want to do is talk about our amazing sponsor, Morgan Trinkets. Morgan Trinkets has been with the Denver Bronco Roundup and Rocky Mountain Sports Network almost from the very beginning. They've been around for all of you for over 35 years. They hang out in northern Colorado and southern Wyoming doing amazing shows, and you can catch them there every single weekend in January. So Morgan Trinkets, your headquarters for Southwest Jewelry, Southwest Pottery, Estate Gold, wholesale prices. You can check them over on Etsy by typing in Morgan Trinkets Co. That's Morgan Trinkets Co. And you can also check them out on eBay by typing in Pearl Heat. Or if you happen to be just wandering around the Longmont Fairgrounds right now, she's at the Super Duper Collectors Show that's happening today, January 17th. She comes back to Longmont Fairgrounds next weekend on Saturday for the Retro Show, and then down to Loveland to round out the month on January 31st, the Ultimate Garage Sale at the Loveland Fairgrounds. Check out Morgan Trinkets. They're your headquarters for Southwest Jewelry, Pottery, and Estate Gold at wholesale prices. And as Paul says, go Pearl, go. Kenny wants to say hello. Kenny, a horseman comes riding in. How you doing, my friend?
What's going on, KB, Rocket Man, Posse? It's game day. I got to unfortunately work, but I'll have that little TV next to me. I'll be listening at work, and hopefully I don't wake up all the patients at the hospital with the excitement of today's game. But I'm here for a couple minutes with you guys. I'll just sit back and enjoy the show with you guys. And we're about an hour away from game time, about an hour away from game time. So Let's go, Broncos.
You got it, man. I wanted to get this pregame show in the books so everyone can get settled in and ready for the Broncos. Man, it's going to be a fantastic game. I expect it to be nothing more than the edge of my seat. I'm gonna go back to Trevor, man, and maybe Kenny ends up chiming in on a couple of these as well, man. What matchup, man, are you watching today, man? Is it someone for the Denver Broncos offense going up against a defensive player for this? Or in general, we could be talking about a particular player going up against a defense on either side of the ball, what matchup are you just I don't know, like locked in on? You know, you got your binoculars out and you're locked in on that particular matchup. Anything in particular jump off?
It just got to be James Cook, and I'm going to say Zach Allen. And I know I'm a trenches guy first and foremost, so it's not going to be a popular opinion, but my gosh, James Cook could not go off today. It brings me back nightmares from last year when in the playoffs when James Cook went off. I mean, he had another fantastic season once again this year. We talked a lot about Josh Allen, but I don't think we've talked about James Cook nowhere near enough. I mean, this is the guy that easily over 1,000-yard running back. They'll go to him in the goal line. I mean, he'll get multiple touchdowns if you allow him to, and really rack up points. And so James Cook and Zach Allen, and I know, again, I'm a trenches guy, but it's very, very important for James Cook to be contained today in this game. Cannot let this Buffalo Bills offense get going, and cannot let James Cook as well as Josh Allen get going. It's tough. I know, difficult battle, but that's a matchup that I'm watching because Zach Allen, he'll get double teamed, but I think he can get in that backfield and really put a stop to James Cook and get after Josh Allen. I think he is one of those guys that can put pressure on Josh Allen all day and on James Cook.
I agree, man. Big matchup for this defensive line. You know, just a big task in front of them, man. It is big boy football as we get into the playoffs. Mr. Kenny Kirkpatrick, he knows about big boy football as well, man. Any matchup that you're watching as you you know, think about this Denver Broncos versus Buffalo Bills matchup?
Yeah, I am. Trevor nailed it, though. James Cook, got to stop the run. If you stop James Cook, make them one-dimensional, they're going to score their points. But I'm watching who's going to be blocking Ed Oliver. Because if you want to get your run game working today, Broncos, you better stop Ed Oliver. He's back, and he's going to play. So Graham posted he's going to be playing a significant amount of time. He's their big guy in the middle. Create some holds. I'm watching the offensive line and who's going to be whose job it's going to be to block Ed Oliver today and keep him off of Bo Nix and the running backs.
Fine, I'll choose a different side, but good call out, man. Ed Oliver, his matchup, I think that's going to be pretty good. I'm going to go on the outside, not talk about the interior. I'm looking for Mr. Courtland Sutton in this game. I mean, this is what we talk about when we talk about number one wide receivers. I don't want this to be a big passing aerial threat all over the place, but at the same time, that being said, that's when you need to rely on a couple of your big targets. And I think the number one big target has got to be Courtland Sutton in this game. If you can't rely on your number one wide receiver, you're in trouble. So Courtland Sutton needs to have a game. I keep going back to last year. Courtland Sutton did not have a good game last year. Courtland Sutton was part of the reason that we kind of end up falling short. I think Courtland Sutton has a lot to prove in this game, so I'm expecting, and I like the matchup that Courtland Sutton's going to have versus this secondary. I know that they're a tough defense to go up against, but they're a little bit beat up as well. If you can get something that stretches the field a little bit, their deep secondary is the place that I think there's some opportunity. I could see some deep passes to Courtland Sutton in this game and get him back on track, especially getting into this playoff game. I got to say just really quick though, because Pearl's coming in and saying hello, and that's just amazing. She's saying, hey, Pearl is out there. She's out there at the fairgrounds putting on her show at the Super Duper Show, and she's still chiming in here with us. Pearl, thank you so much. Good to see you. It's going fantastic. We're nervous. We got the butterflies going. We are anticipating a fantastic matchup versus the Buffalo Bills, and the posse's just in here rocking the comments. So it's been a good one. It's been a good one. Yes,
Keith,
sir.
Can I bring up something for a minute? And I should have seen this earlier, but actually I'm not really against Bo Nix throwing the ball quite often. Just because like this Buffalo Bills defense, I mean, who is going to get after Bo Nix? Joey Bosa with his 5 sacks. I mean, seriously, it's just. I mean, pass rush win rate, the Bills are 27th in the NFL, and run stop win rate, they're 22nd in the NFL. So, like, why can't this Broncos offense to be able to throw the ball around a little bit and also get the run game going. I don't think we have to be specifically like the Broncos have to be dialed into running the football all the time or like most of the game. No, I think with this Buffalo Bills defense, they give up points. They give up yards. Bo Nix can sling the ball around a little bit and move the ball around a little bit. I would look for guys like Franklin to get involved today. He had that big touchdown last season, if we remember right, from Bo Nix's big throw downfield. They got him that touchdown. But don't be surprised that Troy Franklin ends up having him a game today if the Broncos win. We talk about Cortland Sutton. Yeah, I mean, he's right up there as well. Maybe we see a little bit of Evan Ingram in this game today. So I just think you can mix things up offensively. This Buffalo Bills defense isn't spectacular. I mean, and that's the thing. You do a number of different things. Bo Nix throwing the football around, more than maybe run the football a little bit. I don't think it's really a bad idea. Now you still have to have some sort of run game so you can, the opposing defense can respect the passing game that you have. But I don't see why you can't spread the ball around, and move the ball all over this defense, this Bills defense.
I like the point you bring out, man. I think that a lot of emphasis has been put on the run game and what we need to do, and maybe where the biggest opportunity could lie versus this Buffalo Bills team. But as Paul was even mentioning just a little bit ago, man, they got a cornerback out, they got a safety out. There's opportunity there. At some point, I think that you need to unlock or unleash Bo Nix, whatever it happens to be, and get him moving, especially after the last couple of weeks. You can't be stagnant. This is a great opportunity to see a little bit of that and for players to step up. Got to say hello to Karen before I get back around to Kenny and you guys. She's all ready for this game. She says, I am so ready for this game that I went to the mall, I got my steps in, and then I visited Victoria's Secrets for some perfume, and now this live followed by the Broncos winning a playoff game, man. What a way to get prepared, man. Just treat yourself, as they may say. Treat yourself. And treat yourself to hopefully a Denver Broncos win. We appreciate that you're thinking of us as part of that treat as well. Well, saying it's a great day, and I've been waiting for this for years. Kenny, I'll go to that, man. The significance of this game. I look at last year, the lesson we learned, the same opponent. I wanted this opponent again this year, the Buffalo Bills, exactly for that reason. This feels like it's the next step. But talk about, there's the pressure as like a second-year quarterback and a younger team goes into this position, but also having those lessons from last year. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the Broncos coming in here and being able to get the job done?
I feel very good about the Broncos getting the job done. I know a lot of people are worried about the offense. I do think you're going to see the offense open it up today. More mature team this year. Yeah, last year it was Bo Nix as a rookie, and now you second year Bo Nix. Home, I don't think there's going to be much pressure on the Broncos, believe it or not, as opposed to the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen loses today and Sean McDermott loses today. The pressure's on them. All the pressure in the world, in my opinion, is on the Buffalo Bills, because when a lot of people outside perspective look at the four teams left, Josh Allen, and former MVP candidate, and Bills' best team on paper coming into the season, everybody had them as a Super Bowl contender. That's the team that's got pressure today, and a lot of pressure on the head coach. We'll see what happens today, but I do think you're going to see an open playbook because Buffalo's going to try and come in and score. So I think you're going to see a lot of scoring today, unlike you've seen in versus the Chargers in Week 17. I think you're going to see a lot of scoring today, and I think everybody, hopefully, at the end of the game, will be very happy with the team's performance and heading into Championship Sunday. Let's get it done today, fellas. Let's get it done. And ladies, I should say, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it done today.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about ready to kick off and just around the corner. Paul is coming in. We get Romo and Nance today, top crew from CBS. But he also comes in a little bit later. He says, If another analysis calls Josh Allen Superman, I'm going to lose my mind. And I don't blame you, my friend. Sometimes the rhetoric can be just a little bit much, man.
But Keith, he could be Superman. We've got kryptonite. We'll be the kryptonite. Let's go.
Roll out the kryptonite. Roll out the kryptonite for Josh Allen, man. And I think we are going to be the kryptonite. That being said, this is what I want, man. I know that we're a little bit early. I don't know if we'll go the full hour. I just want to give a call out. I want some predictions in the comments right now because I want to make sure we get to them. I want to see them all. I want to see who nails them. I want to come back in here post game after this fantastic game we're about ready to watch and talk about how close you guys were and what you thought this game was going to be. One last thing that is still on my list of things to talk about, man. Dre Greenlaw, it's official. He's going to be back. Trevor, it's been a little bit of a journey. We've had a lot of wonder of when this was going to come. And when the idea of this first came about, I guess between him and J.K. Dobbins, I had a little bit of trepidation about when you put these guys in and how much you rely on them. So I turned to you on that. How much do you put in Dre Greenlaw in this game, and how much do you feel you're going to be able to rely on him?
Yeah, one quick point to Kenny's point on Sean McDermott, 8-7 playoff record. Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show. I mean,
he's coaching advantage has got to be Peyton.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be on the hot seat. I mean, if the Buffalo team don't get it done, he's got to be at least talked about. I mean, hot seat. But I'm not trying to sit here and call out people's jobs exactly either right now. But yeah, I mean, for Drake Greenlaw, I mean, I think if he's back 100%, I mean, I think you got to push him out there. I mean, it's playoffs. It's playoffs or go home. I mean, that's reality of it. I mean, there's no other game. I mean, I know and understand and respect. You know, the Broncos want to protect Drake Greenlaw the best they can, but it's one of your biggest offseason acquisitions, and so far he's really been injury prone. I mean, at some point in time, you just got to let him be out there and let him do his thing, or you got to find somebody else to do that. And so you have Justin Strnad, you have Alex Singleton, but Drake Greenlaw is the guy that you rely upon to be that starting inside linebacker and really good in coverage. I mean, that he's supposed to be your best cover linebacker. And so, I mean, I would push him as much as you can possibly today. He needs to be a full force out there. You're going to have tough matches with Dalton Kincaid out there. Dawson Knox is going to be out there. Buffalo Bills offense has different weapons. You need everybody to be 100%, and you need everybody out there today if you're going to stop this Buffalo Bills offense. One of the better offenses in the NFL from a points perspective, and again, with Josh Allen being as great as he is. So Dre Greenlaw needs to be out there as much as possible today. Again, playoffs or go home.
Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, those are the two names you mentioned right in there with Dre Greenlaw that all picked and queued up my ears, you know what I mean? Because that's the type of game that he's been brought in for. Maybe not downhill in the running game, playing downhill in the running game, but when it comes to covering tight ends, he was brought in for exactly that reason, and he does a fantastic job. We need him out there. I want to see a ton of them, and I want to see a ton more of these predictions that are coming in. I'll just start first. Kenny, any more thoughts on Dre Greenlaw? And then I want to start getting some final thoughts rounded up from all of you guys as we get ready for this big divisional game, man. This is it, man. This is big time, man. This is what we've been waiting for. But any thoughts around Dre Greenlaw, and then some final thoughts from you, Kenny? I'll go back to Trevor.
I'll just be short and sweet. This is why you got Dre Greenlaw. You saved him for the playoffs. You maybe could have played a couple more games. You rested him, fresh legs. This is the big guy you brought in the offseason. He needs to be the guy on the second level today behind that defensive line of the Broncos. He's got to be the guy today. He's got to be the captain of the team and make plays. So I'm expecting a big game from Dre Greenlaw today.
I love it, man. Any final thoughts around this game in general, man? Big matchup for the Denver Broncos, and boy, it's only a couple more wins, and it's what we all dreamed of.
I'm glad I got to come on, and I'm gonna give everybody not a microwavable hot take. I'm going to give everybody a boiling water, scorching hot take today. And I'll give you my reason. I'm going to be quick, Keith. RJ Harvey is going to have 3 touchdowns today, but that's not the hot take. It's going to be a rushing touchdown. It's going to be a receiving touchdown, and it's going to be a trick play. And the reason, I know people are saying, oh, I don't want the trick plays, but the trick play is going to open up the run game. RJ Harvey was a quarterback recruit turned running back. You're going to see a trick play from Sean Payton, and I think it's going to work for a touchdown. And RJ Harvey, the MVP of this game, this is why you drafted him, waiting for that big game. You're going to see it today, Bronco fans. RJ Harvey will be your MVP, and I'm going a nail biter, 31-29. Fourth quarter field goal by Will Lutz is the difference.
Whew. Gonna have me on the edge of my seat, Kenny, all the way to the very end, man, all the way to the very end. And we'd love to have everyone in here talking about a win like that in our post-game podcast. Kenny, getting me all jacked up, psyched up, ready to go for this Broncos team to go out there and put up some points, walk away with a victory, man. I want to get to those other predictions I see all rolling through the comments here in just a second. I got to give a shout out to good friend, old friend Carson, who's coming in and saying, let's go Broncos. He says, and the Bears tomorrow. Big Bears fan as well. Carson, appreciate you coming in here, being part of the podcast and rooting on my Denver Broncos, man. Good to have you aboard, at least for today. Might be a little bit different if we all match up in the Super Bowl, I assume. So, Trevor, some final thoughts as we're about ready to, get it all buttoned up and ride off into Mile High and watch this Denver Broncos team hopefully dominate.
Yeah, I mean, I think home field advantage is huge for the Broncos team today. I think that's going to be a big factor. The crowd is ridiculous there. At Mile High Stadium, this is why the Broncos, you got to have home field advantage. And I should say Mile High Stadium, Empower Field. I don't know why I said Mile High Stadium, but Empower Field out Mile High, it's a correct word to use there. But no, home field advantage, this defense, I think, is going to show up. I think the home crowd's going to show up. The Broncos are going to need this home crowd today. So Broncos, if you guys are out there at the game, you're listening into this, be loud as possible. Scream as loud as you can. Get all your anger out today. Be loud, because this Broncos defense is going to need it. You've got to be able to get into Josh Allen's head a little bit and really get some turnovers in this game. So for me, I think it's a high scoring game. I will say that is a good Buffalo Bills offense, a really good Buffalo Bills offense. I'm going to say it's a 28-24 Denver Broncos win. I think I think being at home really makes it out for me. If this is on the road, Keith, I would be a little bit back a little bit on it. The Broncos winning, but I think today being a home field advantage, I think another step this season. This isn't the same Broncos team as they were last year, so I think the Broncos take a big step up this year. Know how to win games, know how to close out games much better this year than they did last year. So 28-24 Broncos victory at home. They take care of business against the Buffalo Bills, and I think everybody's celebrating at Empower Field at Mile High.
Yeah, going crazy as we walk away with a victory. I like both of you guys predicting a victory. I probably will have one of my own here in just a second, because we should. Like you said, man, we earned this home field advantage. I think Broncos country has ratcheted it up to a level I haven't seen in years. It is impossible inside that stadium on defense or on offenses for opposing offenses. I mean, it is going to be loud. As someone put it out, man, we need to be on it and keep Ed Oliver on the field. Here's a guy that's just coming back, man. Make that guy run in this Mile High air. Make that entire defense run in the Mile High air. Don't let them off the field. Take every advantage you have, man. This home crowd, this Mile High atmosphere, this Mile High elevation, and get a victory. Take home a victory. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get to all these predictions. You guys are gone off the charts as far as that's concerned. I got our good friend Karen coming in first and foremost at 28-24 Broncos. That sounds kind of familiar. I think that's just what I just heard Trevor said, actually. That's kind of funny. You guys are all lined up and synced up with each other as far as that's concerned. I have some more in here as well. Ernie Mays coming in here with a 26-7 over the girls mafia, he says. Maybe the little girls mafia. Bills 17, Broncos 24. Mr. Patrick Wiltsey all the way in from Hawaii, rocking his Lion coffee. Appreciate you, Patrick, coming in with the prediction as well. Did I miss any others in here? I got Graham coming in here. He says, well, if Trevor's going for Broncos, I'm going Broncos. 31-24. Man, you talked him into it, I think. How's that not? You had to have the Broncos winning, Graham. That's not true. That's not true.
Appreciate it, though, Graham.
Giving you a little bit of love. I can't wait to see the crowd when the clock strikes 0 and the Broncos have won, says Karen. And I'm predicting a victory as well. I've done this a couple of times this season, man. I'm pulling an old score out from a prior. Last time we were in the divisional round, we matched up against the Pittsburgh Steelers and we won 24-16 on our route to Super Bowl. 24-16 Denver Broncos in this one as well. They get the job done. I'd love it to be a higher scoring game. You guys all have me on the edge of your seat with the numbers to start with 3 for the Denver Broncos. That would be fine with me as well. But 24-16 and a Denver Broncos win. That's my prediction. Gentlemen, I can't wait, man. Can't wait. Going to be a fantastic game. I love this one that we need. If anybody knows, if everybody listens to this podcast like Paul Schaefer probably does, he's kind of beating me to the punch here. I got to say this as I kind of wrap up some final thoughts. I always usually say as we get out of here, keep your boots in the stirrups, guns in the holsters, and the Denver Broncos in your heart. Paul's not having it today. He says, pull those guns out of the holsters, Broncos, empty the clips. Ready for a shootout in this one as he's predicting a shootout, man. He thinks that it's going to be one heck of a game, and those high-scoring predictions that y'all are giving, Paul's right on board with it. Let's go Broncos. I guess I already did final thoughts, but I'll give you one last chance. I'll go quick. Trevor, Kenny, I'll go in that order.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
ahead,
sorry,
Kenny.
you said Trevor. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. Sorry.
No, so I mean, again, win or go home for the Broncos. I mean, and this is the thing we've talked about this game, and I know we're focused on the Broncos and Bills game, but you have a lot of different coordinators and a lot of different coaches that are going probably going to be gone after the season. So you got to maximize what you have. And I mean, I think that, this team's never going to be the same. This team this season's never going to be the same. So you need to maximize it to the best you possibly can. We're gonna find out Broncos are up for the test today against Buffalo Bills at home. You've got to be ready for the playoffs. I mean, I know I've thrown my concerns out there, and I'm still concerned, but I still think this Broncos team, they just know how to win, and that's a difference from last season. So Broncos country, enjoy this. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Number 1 seed, you're at home, and you're going up against a high-flying offense in the Buffalo Bills. Keith, I will say, I'll throw a little bit of prediction out there. I think the Broncos will get at least a turnover in this game, an interception or a fumble from the defense standpoint. So, and I think it's going to be pretty critical for the Broncos to get turnovers today, or at least a way to get turnovers and get the ball back to their offense. So, Broncos country, enjoy this one. This is for you, and I hope everybody has a great time of the game. And if you're at home, I hope you have a great time watching the game. And hopefully we're back here at post-game show talking about a Denver Broncos victory. But as always, we'll see everybody after the game. As always, go Broncos. Let's get that victory.
Let's get that victory, man. Absolutely. Yeah. Graham says if we lose BJ because we get that Super Bowl, he's okay with that, man. He's okay with that. And Karen coming in, man. You got that right, Trevor. You got that right. Let's go get this. Any final thoughts, Mr. Kenny Kirkpatrick? Thanks for joining, by the way.
Short and sweet. This is why Sean Payton was hired as the head coach 3 years ago. You got assistant coaches that are going for job interviews. No way you can lose this game today with the 1 seed being home. Go Broncos. let's have a victory in about 3 hours. Let's have a victory party, and I'll see everybody in the chat later on. And hopefully, I don't wake up too many patients at the hospital with the game today.
Absolutely, man. It's going to be a fun one. Can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to be back here after the game. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to be right here talking about your Denver Broncos. It's been a fantastic year so far, stacking all these wins together and coming back in here and celebrating. Expect that again, man. Expect that again here in just a few hours. Kenny, again, thank you so much for making the podcast on a moment's notice. Comes in here, swoops in here as part of the show. Mr. Trevor, Mr. Rocket Man himself, always a pleasure to do a podcast with you and the posse. Karens and the Grahams and the Ernies and the Roys and the Patricks and you just name it, the Carsons that I haven't talked to in person in way too long, but I get to talk to here. Posse members, you're amazing. We love you. Don't forget about our amazing sponsor. They're out there. Morgan Trinkets, Longmont Fairgrounds. You need to check them out. Again, super duper collector show as of right now. And then shows throughout the entire, for all your Southwest jewelry, Southwest pottery, and estate gold at wholesale prices. Check out Morgan Trinkets. Going to get out of here. Can't wait to be back with you all right after the game. We'll be right here. Watch for the broadcast. We'll try to kick it off early, but we get out of here like the way we always do. Sorry, Paul. We're not going to empty the clips. We're going to go boots in the holsters, boots in the stirrups, guns in the holsters. And of course, the Denver Broncos right there in your heart until right after the game. Have a good one, everybody. Go Broncos. Get this.